Joe Biden didn't just leave office, he detonated a political bomb on his way out. Preemptive pardons for his family, Anthony Fauci, General Mark Milley, the entire January 6th committee, Hunter, and others. This wasn't a farewell. It was a legal free-for-all before getting out of Dodge. And after 4 years of scandal, lies, and double standards, are we really surprised? This was Biden's America, where promises are broken, accountability is non-existent, and hypocrisy reigns supreme. Today, we're exposing Biden's last-minute pardon spree, tearing apart the Democrats' blatant hypocrisy on justice, where they can no longer claim the moral high ground, and showing you exactly why this move is infuriating Americans everywhere. And we're going to show the blatant hypocrisy on how Democrats felt about pardons back in 2020 and how they have done a total 180 today. You're not going to want to miss it. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, become a subscriber to the channel. Hit the notification bell and smack that like button because it helps us get our message out to more people. All right, let's get right into it. Joe Biden, in the final minutes of his presidency, made a move that has everyone, yes, even Democrats, scratching their heads. He handed out preemptive pardons like candy. And who got these legal goodies? Well, his siblings. James Biden, Sarah Jones Biden, Valerie Biden Owens, John Owens, and Francis Biden, or Brother Frank. Pretty much everybody that Congressman James Comer has investigated and found they were likely involved in crimes involving Joe. The White House claims these pardons were necessary to protect the family from, you guessed it, politically motivated investigations. And what's the Democrat motto about stuff like that? Oh, yeah, it's okay when we do it. Here's what Joe actually had to say. He said, "I believe in the rule of law, and I am optimistic that the strength of our legal institutions will ultimately prevail over politics. But baseless and politically motivated investigations wreak havoc on the lives, safety, and financial security of targeted individuals and their families." Hey, are the people who entered that garbage in the teleprompter nuts? It's just another example of how Democrats think that the American people are stupid. They think you're stupid. At this point, who doesn't know that the Biden DOJ attacked Donald Trump on baseless, politically motivated charges to wreak havoc on the lives, safety, and financial security of him and his family? They went after Rudy Giuliani, and I don't care that Georgia is at a state level. We know that the state prosecutors have met with the Biden White House officials. Pretty ballsy when you don't even hide yourself from security cameras entering the White House. But these people honestly think that you are stupid to believe that he's serious about saying that he gave these preemptive pardons because he fears that the Trump DOJ will make up charges the way that he did for 4 years. That's just over-the-top, radical, batshit crazy, if you ask me. Now, pause for a moment, can we? Biden says he's all about the rule of law, but doesn't handing out pardons before charges even exist kind of, undermine that? I mean, what's worse for your reputation, being investigated or being pardoned before anyone even accuses you of anything? Let that sink in. And it didn't stop there, guys. Earlier that day, Biden pardoned Dr. Anthony Fauci, General Mark Milley, and all the members of the January 6th committee. And he said not to construe it as if they did something wrong. General Milley committed treason at best. He called his counterpart in the Communist Chinese People's Liberation Army and told him, based on unfounded rumor, probably started by Milley, either that or by Bill Maher, telling him that he would make sure that he would stop President Trump, the commander-in-chief, from attacking China. Remember, Trump never once said anything about attacking China. It was all made up. Milley allegedly also got his Pentagon buddies to fly drone strikes and do night raids on known Taliban targets in Afghanistan to piss them off so much that they would walk away from the talks with Trump about the U.S. withdrawing from Afghanistan. The January 6th committee broke so many laws that it will take time to sum them up, but we can start with obstruction of justice, deleting all of their digital evidence, which are felonies, coaching witnesses, hiding exculpatory evidence, and conspiracy. Shit, Liz Cheney got a witness she coached to fire her lawyer because he wouldn't let her lie on the stand about Trump. Cheney then went to the Bar Association to have the lawyer punished. Can you believe that? They then got the witness, Cassidy Hutchinson, to hire a lawyer that Cheney wanted because he allegedly would let his client lie on the stand. Dr. Fauci is pretty simple. His actions caused mass murder, treason, and attempted genocide. So much for not construing that they did anything wrong, right? Here is where hypocrisy reigns supreme. Chuck Schumer recently said absolutely nothing about Biden's pardon of his son Hunter.
Do you agree with some of your Democratic colleagues who say that President Biden's pardon of Hunter Biden was wrong, unwise, it's personal interest and a duty?
I got nothing for you on that. As I said, I got nothing for you on that.
Are you concerned that pardoning anyone on the way out of office, family members, sets a poor precedent?
Thank you. I've got nothing for you on that.
I got nothing for you on that. Seems to be the only thing he wanted to say. And here is Chuck Schumer back in 2020 condemning the idea of preemptive pardons based on unfounded rumors about Trump. Give it a watch.
Well-resourced and equipped to do a difficult and vital job. Nonetheless, it's silly season at the White House. The president seems intent on filling each of his remaining days in office with petulance, grievance, self-interest. The president's reportedly asking his staff about whether he can President's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no.
No,
Mr. President. That would be a gross abuse of the presidential pardon authority.
A gross abuse of the presidential pardon authority. So how did that change over 4 years?
But I have a more important question. Just how long are our Republican colleagues going to indulge the president in this nonsense?
Really? So he just indulged Joe Biden in that nonsense about a pardon for his son Hunter, especially after he said for months that he was not going to do it. He definitively declined, said, I am not going to pardon my son, and I would respect the jury's decision. And then he went and pardoned his son, right? So isn't this like the most hypocritical thing that you've ever seen? California's slickest swamp eel, Adam Schiff, received a preemptive pardon by Dementia Joe in the last minutes of his regime. Yet here is Schiff in 2020 sounding off against pardons. Give it a watch.
We're joined by the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, California Democratic Representative Adam Schiff. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. If the president does indeed pardon, let's say, Rudy Giuliani or any members of his family, would you see that, and I asked Preet Bharara this question, as essentially an admission of guilt?
I certainly would view it that way. I think millions of Americans would view it that way. If there was no belief in criminality, why would he think a pardon was necessary?
Yeah. Shift for Brain said, if there was no belief in criminality, why would he think a pardon was necessary? Why would Schiff think a pardon was necessary? I hope they bring this snake in the grass in to testify, because now that his multiple crimes have been wiped away with a preemptive pardon, he can't plead the Fifth Amendment because his liberty will not be in jeopardy. And if he doesn't answer or he lies, he could be sent to prison. And being pardoned does not preclude him from being called to testify. Biden's move on the latest pardons didn't sit well with everyone. Even former Obama aide Tommy Vietor chimed in saying, everyone looks stupid. Everyone looks like they're full of shit. And Republicans are going to use this to argue it was politics as usual when Democrats warned of Donald Trump's corruption or threat to the rule or the threat to democracy. But let's be real, guys. Biden's last minute pardon spree is one of the most controversial moves of his presidency. From family members to government insiders who many investigators believe committed crimes, no one was left behind. It's almost as if he wanted to make sure everyone walked away with a clean slate, regardless of the political fallout. And fallout there will be. The optics of this are a gold mine for Biden's critics. Just imagine the campaign ads in 2028. Democrats, champions of preemptive pardons. Now, here's the thing. Wiping the slate clean for everyone who committed crimes for the regime is pretty good insurance that the big guy doesn't get mentioned. We'll see about that in the months to come. So what does this mean for Joe Biden's legacy? Well, when historians write about the Biden presidency, these pardons will undoubtedly be a chapter all their own. Whether you see it as a father protecting his family or a criminal politician covering his bases, one thing's clear. Joe Biden left office an even bigger disgrace than he was when he entered. All right, thank you for watching. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with more political news and commentary like this. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
Too many secrets, too many closed doors, we're sick of cover-ups. We're sick of the cover-ups, want the truth and nothing more. The veil's been lifted, the jig is up, no more drinking the Kool-Aid from that poison cup. We want transparency, we want it now. No more excuses, it's time to show